Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of the Osasu Show. On today's program, we bring you an exclusive interview with His Excellency Yahaya Bello, the Executive Governor of Kogi State. Also on this program, we'll be taking a brief look, however, at some of his development projects. On the future episode, which is next week, we'll bring you a comprehensive 25-minute documentary on these projects as well. For now, we'll take a short break, and when we return, the exclusive interview with His Excellency. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back on the Osasu Show.
Kogi State came into being as a result of the state creation exercise on the 27th of August 1991, with the administrative headquarters in Lokoja. The creation of the state was indeed a significant development for its citizens. This is because it brought about the reunion of a people who had shared historical roots and coexisted peacefully with the former Kaba province in the defunct northern region for more than 80 years. The state, which is structured into 21 local government areas, comprises of three major ethnic groups, that is Igala, Ebira, Onokun, Yoruba. Other minor groups include Basa Komo, Basa Nge, Kakanda, Kupa, Ogori Magongo, Nupe, Oworo, Gwari, amongst others. There are 8 languages spoken as first language in Kogi State. Ebira, Igala, Nupe, and Yoruba are major languages. The other languages are minority languages. Kogi State has an average maximum temperature of 33.2 degrees Celsius, an average minimum of 28.8 degrees Celsius. Lokoja, the state capital, is generally hot throughout the year. The state has 2 distinct weather: dry season, which lasts from November to February, and rain season that lasts from March to October. Annual rainfall ranges from 1,016 millimeters to 1,524 millimeters. The vegetation of the state consists of mixed woodland to forest savanna, wide expanse of Fadama in the river basin, and long stretches of tropical forest in the western and southern belt of the state. Kogi State contains 21 of Nigeria's 774 local government areas. Yahaya Bello is a Nigerian politician, businessman, and the current governor of Kogi State. Yahaya Bello ascended the leadership throne of the state by January 2016. In his inaugural speech, he opinionatedly made it known that his administration will reposition the state to a better height, an envious one. He is seen as Nigeria's youngest governor, who in the last 2 years has increased the state's IGR from 400 million naira to more than $1 billion naira monthly. The governor, amongst other feats, provided an SDG office built in Lokoja, and under the SDG program, many primary healthcare centers have been renovated and remodeled. Ambulances, hospital equipment were purchased and distributed to general hospitals. Accordingly, Governor Yahaya Bello vowed to make agriculture a business concern, noting that the policy thrusts of the administration on agriculture is to produce food and ensure food security for the people of the state, its neighboring states, and Nigeria at large. Governor Yahaya Bello has also been working tirelessly in reforming and ensuring quality education and the welfare of school children in the state. These are just a few highlights of development in Kogi State, which focuses on agriculture, education, works amongst others. But next week, we'll bring to you the full documentary.
Welcome back to the Osasu Show. With me now is the Executive Governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Yahaya Bello. Thank you so much for joining us in today's program.
Thank you very much.
So let's dive right into the crux of the issue when people think about Kogi State. Unfortunately, the state has a reputation for non-payment of salaries. Can you talk to us more about this? I know you've been able to clear quite a few months of backlog of salaries. Why is it that your state has not been able to meet up to the July salary as of today?
Thank you very much. We came into power inheriting for states between 4 to 5 months salary of a bloated civil servant, civil service. These local governments, we inherited over 13 months of salary arrears. Remember, these were periods that the country made a lot of money and a lot of allocation came to the state and nothing was done. No infrastructure, rather we were indebted heavily. Now, we tried to apply our ingenuity and we were able to pay up till April this year.
Okay.
Clearing all the backlogs. And it took us a long time for us to be able to clean the system, within which some people's salary were not paid. But as soon as you are cleared, you are paid. And as I speak with you today, we are owing that of, we're in July now, we're owing just May and June salary. And we are doing everything possible to ensure that within this year, salary issue will be a thing of the past.
Okay.
If we're able to clear backlogs that we inherited, and we're able to measure up till April this year, I think we have to be commended, considering the meager resources that we are receiving.
I was coming to it.
And the numerous challenges that are competing for these little meager resources.
You've been governor for 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
So what have you done to increase the internally generated revenue of Kogi State?
Thank you very much. We inherited a system that was generating just barely 300 million monthly.
300 million monthly.
Yes, monthly. And we were able to jack it up to slightly above 1 billion on a monthly basis. And if you look at the revenue house that we have today, we started from zero to the edifice that we have today in Kogi State. We call revenue house. Now, we used to operate from just basically two-room office apartment then. That is one. Two, what the revenue that we're generating now, remember that we have a lot of projects across the state. We dedicate them basically to pay or to take care of some of these projects so that nothing, other aspects of governance does not suffer. We can't generate everything 100% and push everything into salary and then we sit down. And the percentage of the civil servants are less than 2% compared to a population of over 4 million. And everybody is looking up to government. So if you use all that you have to pay for the salary, what happens to security? What happens to road infrastructure? What happens to water infrastructure and the rest? So that is how we've been able to manage ourselves within this period.
Definitely. You took over from a PDP former governor Idris Wada.
Yeah.
What is the comparison? What projects? Because when we walked around the state, so we've been around Kogi State, we spent a day here, especially in Lokoja, just to go around and see some of the infrastructural developments across the states. We've seen some laudable feats by talking to your commissioners. We've seen some of the initiatives that you've started, but we've also seen a lack of continuity. For example, there was a hotel that we passed through while traversing the town, and we noticed the project was abandoned. Apparently the former governor had spent about 3-point-something billion in trying to erect that edifice. So why is there a lack of continuity? Is it because you both belong to separate political parties, or what exactly can we attribute that to?
One, you can talk of that particular hotel, Possibly. Even in that particular hotel, used to be an old relics that ordinarily shouldn't be tampered with. That is by the way. When we came on board, we took a stock and audit of the ongoing projects. One, there's nothing to write home about ongoing projects after 13 years, not just from Idris Wada, 13 years of PDP administration in Kogi State. We have a lot of projects that are ongoing that we initiated. Those that were ongoing, that you seem to see that there's a slow pace in the continuation. A lot of funds has been siphoned through these various projects, and we commissioned. We commissioned an inquiry into how those monies were taken. If you recall, about 2 of my predecessors were in court that I don't have the powers to commission into the past or their deed. But thank God we've been vindicated.
Which begs the question that I asked earlier, the continuation of projects, because although I know most of them are marred in allegations of corruption and siphoning of funds, we still, I think the biggest issue when it comes to infrastructural development in Nigeria comes through that continuation, lack of continuation in governance. You hear this governor or your predecessor who was in power had spent 3 billion on a project, but the new governor doesn't want to touch that project. So that 3 billion is just swept away or wasted. So can we see that despite the disagreement and differences in party, that you can at least complete some of the projects started by the past administration?
Like I said earlier, the few projects that were that we inherited from the previous administration are ongoing. Let me give an example. Our ultra-modern diagnostic center, we are completing it very soon. It's among the projects we are going to commission by our 3rd year in office. For this particular hotel, the way forward, let me just tell you, the way forward there is to go into public partnership with an investor to come and help us complete it. It was a project that was used to siphon billions of naira, in the state, and we must make inquiry into it. Government is continuum. We didn't just stop it and looking at it. No. We will continue, but the monies that were taken for the purpose of that particular project must be recovered.
Okay.
It must be recovered.
Okay, that's a valid point. Let's switch gears to one of the most contentious issues in Kogi politics. Your biggest rival, Senator Dino Melaye, he has come out time again to criticize your administration. He believes that you can be doing more as a governor, especially as a young governor. Recently, he was meant to commission a block of classrooms here in Kogi State, and it was burnt down, and he attributed it to his political foes. What's your response to that?
First of all, I am a governor, and I represent the entire state, Kogi Central, East and West. Dino Melaye is a senator. He never contested for governor, so he can't be a rival to me. There's no basis for rivalry at all. So I don't see him as my rival, so he can never be my rival. That is that. The project that was embarked upon by him, the primary school classroom that was burnt down, is highly condemnable. I condemn it in its entirety. Remember, the person in question is an attention seeker. Remember, he has orchestrated self-attacks severally in the state. And I won't be surprised, in order to draw public sympathy, if he organized that for himself. This is a project you started. Nobody stopped you from starting it. You continued it and you complete it. Nobody stopped you. You're about commissioning it. Why would anybody go and burn it down?
So you
any right-thinking person, why would any right-thinking person go there to burn it down?
So are you emphatically saying that none of your supporters no one in your party, yourself, had nothing to do with that arson?
Absolutely. Absolutely nobody. That is not our character. That is not my own style of politicking. If anything, any structure, any development is for the people. The money did not come from his pocket. It is public fund. The money is meant for the people. So if he tries to do that and turn around to seek for public sympathy and orchestrated that on himself again, it's most unfortunate. That is the only way I can attribute it. In Kogi State, remember that we inherited a volatile state where a lot of insecurity, violence used to be an order of the day. Mm-hmm. But upon assumption of office, Kogi State is the safest today. Criminality is a thing of the past. Brigandage is a thing of the past. Political thuggery is a thing of the past.
They still hear
I didn't assent to this office via thuggery, via cheap public attention seeking. I didn't.
But is there a solution in sight?
Solution about what?
You and Senator Dino's relationship. Can you, because you were both members of the same party before he recently decamped to the People's Democratic Party. Is it possible for both of you to sit down as young men in this political game? Is it possible to sit down and put your differences aside and work towards the better good of the Kogi people?
Like I said, I'm doing my best for the people of Kogi State across the divide. The very first time a sitting governor will not play tribalism or religious sentiment, and I'm carrying everybody along. He is representing a section of the state. You understand my point? And we're not of the same political orientation. So I don't have issues with him. He has issues with his people and his constituency, not me. Not any day, except you're interviewing me and you're asking this question, not any day you hear me making any single comment about him. Because he is very, very inconsequential as far as the politics of Kogi State is concerned.
You had allegedly, I say allegedly emphatically because we do not have the facts, that you spent over 2 billion naira in his recall process. Can you talk to me more about that process and why it failed?
If I have 2 billion naira, probably I would have cleared my salary. That was left, the little one that is left behind. Probably a lot of roads would have been commissioned by today if I have that excess money. That is one. Two, the issue of recall is between himself and his constituency, and I have no hand in it.
You had no hand in that?
Absolutely, yes.
Very lastly, Your Excellency, you're the youngest governor in Nigeria as of today. The President recently assented to the Not Too Young to Run bill, which sought to reduce the age of the House of Representatives and State House of Assembly to 25. Governorship and Senate stayed the same at 35, and the President was reduced from 40 to 35. Do you believe we'll see a 35-year-old President in the near future?
After Mr. President, in 2023.
You believe so?
Inshallah.
Okay. Well, that's a fine place to leave it. Your Excellency, thank you so much for acceding to this interview. We hope that you will grant us further interviews in the near future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So that's it for the program. We'll take a short break now to bring you some of the activities of the Osasu Show Foundation. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back on the Osasu Show.
I'm a widow. So before this, I'm a stylist. So when I lost my husband, I have to start another business, which is I sell Zobo drink. I'm a caterer. I do all sorts of business. So with the little money I have, so I want to Osasu Show Foundation. I want to give thanks to you for coming to remember somebody that don't have business. So I pray that God should bless you, that the money you will give to us, promise that I will use it to trade business so that I can be able to move on with my life, with my children. So I pray that God should bless you and fill your pockets with 100-fold with your family. You will not die. That God should sustain you as you have planned this program for us. That Almighty God will give you strength and grace to be able to do it.
They do business close to road there. They sell yam, they sell tomatoes, ripe plantain, but all those things, I go to Benin, go carry yam. When I just still sell, I'll still return money, carry another one. That's why I tell they do the business. So as a say, our sister say, he wants to support us with money so that I know they buy credit again. I will buy with my money. No say waiting there they buy credit. It's different than cash. If you want to buy credit now, waiting they will say maybe 20,000. If you not get money, they will tell you say 23. If you don't go, not the way you feel do. You don't get choice, you carry the something. So if you give me this money now, I know they buy credit again. Or they use my money till they buy.
I stay upper. I stay in River Street, number 11. I dey do business, but no money to take push the business. So because of say money now, the business go dey wave. So I just need money to assist the business. I just pray God Almighty will bless Osasu Show Foundation for bringing this thing come to pass. God will bless her for us.
I came from Yosa Orphanage Home, which is located at number 2 Obayangbona Street off Upper Sakomba Road, Benin City. I'm a fashion designer. So the money which will be given to me, I'll put it into this work of mine, fashion business. I'm going to open a shop of my own. This great foundation, Osasu Show Foundation, thank you very much.
I'm a nurse, but since I graduated, I've not been able to find a job that can help me take care of myself and my family also. And I would really appreciate that when the Osasu Show Foundation really grants me my request, it will be a very big, great happiness for me and my family, and a source of survival for us too. And I pray that as she does this, the Almighty God will bless her family too, and financially increase her, and that she will find favor in the sight of God and in the sight of men, just as she has remembered us today. Actually, I would love to use the money to invest on a business, like have a chemist shop of my own and sell drugs. That's what I really intend to do with the money.
Thank you, Osasu Show Foundation.
That's it for today's program. I hope you've enjoyed all 3 segments of today's episode. Next week, we'll be bringing you that comprehensive documentary that I talked about earlier on in the program of the development projects of His Excellency Yahaya Bello, Governor of Kogi State. For more news on sustainable development and current affairs across Africa, you can visit our website, tostvnetwork.com. And to nominate who you want to be president in 2019, visit our website /TPC. Don't forget to follow us on social media at The Osasu Show, at TOSTV Network, at Osasu Igbenedion on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Take very, very good care of yourself, and God bless you.